How China built the world's largest high-speed rail network. Every day, millions of people board high-speed trains across China. Some are commuting to work, others are visiting family hundreds of kilometers away, and many are traveling between cities that not long ago were separated by journeys that could take an entire day. But few people realize they're traveling on the largest high-speed rail network ever built. A transportation system so vast that it now stretches for more than 48,000 kilometers across the country, more than all other high-speed rail networks combined. This is the story of how China built the world's largest high-speed rail network, and why the country isn't stopping anytime soon. To understand this extraordinary achievement, we need to go back just a few decades. In the 1980s, China's railway system was struggling to keep up with the country's rapid economic growth. Factories were expanding, cities were growing, trade was booming, but transportation infrastructure lagged behind. Passenger trains were often overcrowded, slow, and unreliable. As millions of people moved into cities and the economy expanded at an unprecedented pace, the pressure on the rail network continued to grow. Chinese planners knew something had to change. In the 1990s, discussions began about building a modern high-speed rail system. The goal wasn't simply to move people faster, it was to connect a country undergoing one of the largest economic transformations in human history. After years of planning, construction finally accelerated during the 2000s. In 2008, China opened its first true high-speed railway between Beijing and Tianjin. The results were immediate. Travel times were dramatically reduced, passenger demand surged, and the project demonstrated that high-speed rail could work on a massive scale. What followed was one of the most ambitious infrastructure programs ever attempted. New lines spread across the country at an astonishing speed. Cities like Shanghai, Wuhan, Guangzhou, Chengdu, Xi'an, and Nanjing became connected through a rapidly growing web of high-speed tracks. Year after year, thousands of additional kilometers were added. The network expanded so quickly that even experts struggled to keep track of its growth. Today, China's high-speed rail network stretches for more than 48,000 kilometers. To put that into perspective, the distance is greater than the circumference of the Earth. It represents roughly two-thirds of all high-speed rail infrastructure on the planet. No country comes close. And perhaps even more impressive is the scale of the population it serves. Many of China's largest cities have populations that exceed entire countries. The Beijing-Shanghai corridor alone connects some of the most economically important regions in the world. Millions of passengers use these routes every day. For many travelers, high-speed rail has become the preferred method of transportation. It's often faster than flying when airport security, delays, and travel times are considered. It's usually more convenient, and it connects city centres directly. But building such a massive network required far more than money. China developed a strategy focused on standardization. Across much of the country, rail systems use similar designs, equipment, signaling systems, and construction methods. This makes projects easier to plan, cheaper to build, and faster to complete. Instead of reinventing every project from scratch, engineers could replicate proven designs on a national scale. Factories produced components in huge quantities. Construction teams gained experience from project to project, and the pace of expansion accelerated. Another key factor was urbanization. Over the past few decades, hundreds of millions of people have moved into cities. New economic hubs emerged. Manufacturing centers expanded. Entire metropolitan regions developed at extraordinary speed. As these cities grew, demand for transportation exploded. High-speed rail became a way to move large numbers of people efficiently between major population centers. The network helped support economic growth while reducing pressure on roads and airports. And the benefits quickly became visible. Travel times fell dramatically. Journeys that once required many hours could now be completed in a fraction of the time. Business travel became easier, tourism expanded, and access to opportunities improved for millions of people. Researchers have found that cities connected to high-speed rail often experience stronger economic growth and increased investment. Companies gain access to larger labour markets, workers gain access to more jobs, and regions become more connected to national economic activity. In many ways, high-speed rail has helped reshape China's geography. Places that once felt distant are now connected through journeys measured in hours rather than days. The impact extends beyond economics. China has also used high-speed rail to strengthen links between different regions of the country. Lines now connect major coastal cities with inland provinces. Remote areas have become more accessible, and transportation networks continue expanding toward regions that were previously difficult to reach. The result is a transportation system designed not only to move people faster, but also to improve national connectivity. Yet China's ambitions continue growing. The country plans to expand the network even further over the coming years. Future projects aim to connect more cities, increase capacity, and reduce travel times even further. By the mid-2030s, China hopes to operate around 70,000 kilometers of high-speed rail. If achieved, it would further cement the country's position as the global leader in rail infrastructure. At the same time, engineers are experimenting with even faster technologies. Maglev systems, which use magnetic levitation instead of traditional wheels, could potentially push travel speeds to entirely new levels. Research continues into next-generation transportation systems that may eventually transform travel once again. Whether these technologies become widespread remains uncertain, but China's willingness to invest in large-scale infrastructure projects suggests that innovation will continue. From a single line connecting Beijing and Tianjin to a network stretching across an entire continent-sized nation, China's rail revolution has been extraordinary. More than 48,000 kilometers of track, hundreds of connected cities, millions of passengers every day, and plans for thousands of additional kilometers still to come. The network has become one of the defining infrastructure achievements of the 21st century. And as it continues to grow, it may shape the future of transportation for decades to come. China didn't just build a railway, it built the largest high-speed transportation network the world has ever seen.